I'm Steffi Sorensen, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Kings and queens go hard. Rise and star on the big scene. Make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat. Don't settle for less. They put you through that test. Your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote.
Let's go, SLT Nation. Welcome back to another fire episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next, a platform that gives exposure to the voices of tomorrow. That's right, rising stars in our community who are doing big things and living out big dreams. And ladies and gentlemen, your arms are going to get tired this episode because we going to be chomping. We going to have a good time. We are talking to probably one of the dopest three-point shooters in the country. I guarantee y'all should give Steph Curry a run for his money, but we also talking about a polished ESPN basketball analyst. Oh my goodness. Steffi Sorensen, how are you doing today? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing great, and I'm doing better now after watching that intro video. If I had that every morning, I would get shit done. Like, I need that intro. Send me that link, please.
Hey, no, you just got to go watch our show. Just put us on in the morning, and there you go. You'll get a new athlete, a new coach or something, and then you'll be able to jam out with us every show. But welcome to the show, Steffi. We are so excited to have you. We are going to tell y'all the story of the walk-on here in just 1 minute. But before we do, we want to first and foremost thank all of our new viewers and all our new listeners to the platform. We know you could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to rock with us. I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, Mr. Yeet himself. I'm rocking alongside of my co-host, my brother from another mother, my partner in crime, the head coach, KT Kev. I see you wearing the blue and orange today. I see you sold out all the way. You bought into it, huh?
Excuse me, how am I selling out, sir?
I'm just saying, everybody who rock with us and who've been with us from the beginning, they already know what you're doing, Kevin. They already know that you're wearing these colors. You're trying to get points for championship rounds. They already know, Kevin.
You know what school I rock with. Stop playing with me, man.
I know. You still owe me a steak dinner too, by the way. You still owe me a steak dinner. But Kevin, before we talk about our rivalry, all of you who are now rocking with us, we want to first and foremost, again, I want to say how much we appreciate you, but we got to ask a small little favor. We got to pay the bills. This is the point of the show. We need you all to come together and help us to keep this awesome momentum of 2022 going. And on the count of three, in Sports Life Talk tradition, we need you to smash that subscribe button. Can Jacksonville get with us? Can ESPN rock with us, Steffi? Can your people lock down with us and smash that subscribe button on the count of three?
Well, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hit
Let's
like.
do it.
Hit subscribe. Come on.
1, 2, 3. Boom! Welcome to the Sports Life Talk family. Around here, we don't do fans, we don't do followers, we do family members, and you are our new family member. So sit down, kinfolk, buckle up, because we got a great show for you here today. Steffi, are you ready for the Sports Life Talk initiation?
Should I be nervous? I hope I have good answers.
Yeah, imagine like 2.6 left on the clock. You got LSU bearing down on you. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Simone Augustus over there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. Yeah. I got you.
All right, so you got to hit this day. You got to bury this J in order for Florida Gators to win. That's how clutch you got to be right now. All right, let's go.
I'm ready.
All right, B. Jones, I'm going to get you that steak dinner next week, man. I'll finally get paid. Your boy been broke. All right, Steffi, to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
Top 5 music in order or just 5?
No, just give us 5.
5. I'm going to go Whitney Houston, Lady Gaga, Queen.
Ooh.
Dr. Dre.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Last one. There's so many I'm missing. Last one. Rolling Stones.
Oh, she brought a legend. I like
new, little old,
yeah, you mixed it up pretty nice there. Kevin, what are you giving her?
Come on, B. Jones. You think I'm really gonna give somebody from Florida anything less but 5? Come on, man. Stop, man. and Steffi, a lot of people don't know that me and B. Jones, we rock with Queen.
Oh, hardcore.
I love Queen. I love Queen. I can't get enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of rappers that can't get enough of them too, as much sampling they're doing. All right, so give us some of your favorite sports teams.
Favorite sports teams? Well, Kevin, the Gators. My favorite team, obviously, no matter what. Surprisingly, North Carolina. Tar Heels.
On all sports? All sports or just specifically basketball?
Probably basketball.
Okay.
Just small backstory of why I was in 4th grade and my mom entered me into a free throw competition, and it was for middle schoolers. My brother was in 6th grade, and they just let me in because they thought I wouldn't be able to shoot, but I ended up winning it, and I made 10 out of 10, which is funny because I'm a terrible free throw shooter. Terrible. Like, put me at the free throw line, I'll clank. Put me at the 3-point line, I'd rather shoot it from there. They wouldn't give me the trophy, but they gave me an Antoine Jamison jersey.
Oh,
North Carolina. I'm in 4th grade. I wore that thing, was down to my ankles. I still have it. So
yeah, and back then, for those of you who are younger than I guess 23, Antoine Jamison was the truth. I'm telling you, at one point in time, I mean, he's like the cover of Sports Illustrated, All-American at North Carolina. You are correct. So yeah, that was a worthy jersey for real.
Yeah. Gators, North Carolina, and I would probably say the Jaguars. Unfortunately,
you on that narcotic? you Hey, but check this out though. You know what? This past weekend, y'all whooped up on Indianapolis. Hey, who would have ever thought that? So hey,
not us.
I know, right? You got to. The future's bright.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Trevor Lawrence fan, but you know, those are my 3 teams I typically rock with. So.
All right, yeah, because we both rock with Urban Meyer, but we don't want to talk about him and his Jacksonville, stint. All right, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
Favorite superhero? Superman.
Classic.
Boring?
No. Why Superman? No, that's
Superman. I'm just going to be honest. My nephew, he's 4, and he goes through like a million costumes. And my favorite one that he always comes out with is Superman because he does the pose and he the red and the blue. I just I've always liked Superman and just saving the day. So I'm gonna give it up to my little nephew and ride with Superman on this one.
All right, so for this one you're gonna be Supergirl because it's a Superwoman, but I think she was kind of evil. So we're gonna go Supergirl. You're Cara Danvers. Since every good superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
Ooh, I've thought about this a lot because I have friends that played softball, and everyone had a warm up song, and you're like, what would my warm up song be?
You're right.
I think it would be "Hard" by Rihanna.
How that song go?
Yeah.
They can say whatever.
We got the pipes. You gonna sing? You're singing right now.
Nobody wants to hear that. Just look it up. It's some good. It's a good. She wears like an army outfit in the music video. It's good.
Dang, man. I love Rihanna. By the end of this episode, I'm hoping that comes to me.
But go ahead.
When we are done with the episode and you play it, you go, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
But B. Jones, that just gives us an excuse to go look at Rihanna. So I mean,
never
welcome.
Never fails. Yeah. Because we could have went to Apple Music, but she gave us the visual, so I got to see the video.
Yeah, I got to see the whole army and everything. Yeah. All right. So on behalf of the SLT Nation, we want to welcome you to our family. So B. Jones with the LSU crap on. Go ahead and take it away, man.
All right. Well, Steffi, I'm going to cause a little bit of internal division conflict between the Gator fans here because I'm going to tell you something, Steffi. We have a lot of basketball players that come in, basketball coaches, and Kevin, He's so-called, he tells everybody in America that he used to have his hoops. Hey, I could shoot. And then, he'll kind of pop off and challenge former NBA, WNBA players and stuff like that to games every once in a while. But what he says is, I got a shot. So now, Kevin, I want you to have a horse competition, a 3-point contest against Steffi.
Okay, you didn't say I had to win. You just told me to be in it. So, yeah, I'll definitely go for it. I know I'll probably lose, B. Jones, but I can get buckets. Stop playing with me, man.
See what I'm saying, Steffi? He say he can get buckets.
Well, what would be the shot? What would be your go-to shot?
3. I like to shoot the 3, just like you.
So you're just going to stay kind of on the 3-point line, not going to do a trick shot or anything?
No. I can't stand people that do that. Let's just shoot it. If you can shoot. No, I don't do trick shots. Hold up. Are you trying to do trick shots?
I'm just saying, like, I could throw a few your way.
No, could you not do that to me? It's already going to be, I'm already going to lose.
Now he's annoyed with me, so.
All right, well, Steffi, I appreciate you humbling him so we can get this thing cracking the right way. So, hey, you've had a crazy ride. Your story is very impressive. I'm so excited to have you on the show so you can tell America what you got going on. But let's start off at the beginning. We got to start off when you were wee. You told us about the free throw competition, but what was it like growing up out there in Duval County?
Growing up in Jacksonville, I had the best AAU coach. Her name's Sheila Pinnock. She's still at Ribault. Ribault was one of the best teams in the country. I don't know if you remember Erica White. She was the point guard for LSU back in the day, class of 04, I think.
That name is very familiar.
Yeah, she was on one of our AAU teams, but
put your hands up for Erica White.
Yeah, exactly. I cheered for LSU because of her. Not anymore. But my brother is 17 months older than me, and he's 6'4". He was a basketball player, so whatever he did, I had to do. And so I picked it up pretty quick. 3 or 4 years old, I had a ball in my hands. Like, I was running on the court. I was running on the court to play with my brother during his games. My mom would have to run and get me off. So, it's just, I loved it from the jump. It's fun. It's fast paced. Now that my sister has a bunch of kids, kids, I think, like fast paced sports versus like a baseball practice and everyone's standing, it's hot, everyone's sweating, everyone's miserable. I don't have any memories like that. I just remember it just being so much fun. And if I didn't make layups, my brother would make me cry. So, yelling at me during games, that made me pretty tough, I think. But I did play a lot of sports. I don't know if you guys knew that. I was named after Steffi Graf. I played tennis before I ever really got serious. Before I ever got serious about basketball. I mean, I probably would have been a tennis player.
Can you still play tennis? You still got a little tennis?
I still play tennis. Yeah, I played in high school. But I think that just what sport was I most passionate about was basketball. And I really got to give credit to just growing up and with my AAU coach and some of my teammates and a lot of humility and teamwork, camaraderie. I mean, stuff that I wasn't going to necessarily get in high school. Like, I had to go out and find the right team, and I kind of credit my mom who sought out that, because shout out to my mom, because she had my back so much. Like, she worked her ass off to find me opportunities to play. I wasn't on in Atlanta like the Nike. We weren't on that. We were bagging groceries at Walmart to get money to take a bus to New Orleans to play in the tournaments. Real talk. Like, there was no fancy, we barely had uniforms, but like, we had ballers on our team. And I think you get some of that chip I think I always had comes from the beginning of those practices and on those tournaments.
Well, it sounded like you got some characteristics that were kind of brewing in you at a very young age. But when did Steffi, when did you personally realize that I'm different and I can elevate, I can take this thing to the next level and really get that faith in yourself, that confidence in yourself?
Ooh, great question. I think probably in 9th grade when I started getting kind of contacted by a lot of coaches, and I was kind of fluctuating between tennis and basketball. What did I want to be really serious about? And my mom signed my brother and I up for like legitimate strength and conditioning. And we were in a sand pit. Oh, I'll never forget. I thought I was going to die. I mean, I was like 14, but I was keeping pace with my brother, and he's a huge guy. And I was like, okay, like maybe, if I keep working, if I work harder than him, which I obviously had to, maybe I can get into really good shape. I can be stronger, I can be faster, and I can keep up with some of these bigger, taller players. So I think it was probably around 13, 14 that I thought, okay, maybe there's something here. Maybe there's something here that I can, explore.
Okay. All right. So now this is where the story gets crazy, because when I was checking you out, I saw the words walk on energy. Now, I had to find out what walk on energy is all about. And we've had some impressive walk-ons on this show, but man, to go to a Power 5 SEC school, tell us about the journey. How did you get to Florida?
So I'm the worst person to speak to student athletes about the transfer portal, because I utilize that thing, right?
Yeah.
I played at every level.
Portal. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I had, I didn't want to sit out. So, I started my career at FGCU, and at the time they were in their last year of Division II, heading into Division I. If you've ever been down south, if you've seen their campus, you know why people sign the dotted line right away. It's palm trees, it's beach, it's beautiful. It's warm. You go, where do I sign?
All right.
And we had a tremendous year, lost one game, national championship, and 34-1. And it was an awesome experience, but it was very intense. I've played at every level. I went to JUCO after Power 5. Nothing was as hard as that year. Nothing. So, I think that I learned a lot from that, but I didn't want to sit out. My brother was in junior college. At the time, you couldn't just go to another school and play right away, and I couldn't sit out. I would lose my mind. So I went the JUCO route, had the most fun. I think after a year where you compete for a national championship, and then you go into junior college and you're dealing with all walks of life, and basketball is like, maybe it's not everything to them. You have fun again. Like, I had fun again. I was like, shit, I forgot about what this feeling is like to go out there and just hoop and not worry about the media and like, what are they going to say about you and all that kind of stuff. And had a lot of like really good relationships with my teammates, and because everyone was so different, but we all like came together. It was fun. Also, like, first ever experiences with like people texting during games. I mean, it was just fun. Like we were eating, we would travel on buses, and we would, have Wendy's pregame, and then that is relevant because 6 months after that, this is where it gets crazy. So I live 30 minutes from campus, right, for Florida. It was always my dream to play for Florida. Carolyn Peck, God love her. I work with her now. She didn't recruit me. That's okay.
God, do you ever bring that up to her? Just a little bit.
I try not to. But if you guys know Carolyn Peck, God, she is just an amazing woman. I mean, talk about a presence. Mm-hmm. Talk about a presence. Okay, so I go to the Gator games. I'm sitting with my JUCO teammates, and I'm just watching them play, and I'm like, shit, I could do that. Like, I could play out there. And that you asked me when I knew I could compete, or when I knew I had something to offer. That was probably my second moment where I was like, I can play in the SEC. I don't know where that came from. I think it's just like I always believed in myself. But for a JUCO kid sitting in the O'Connell Arena, like watching Florida play whoever they were playing and thinking like, oh, I can do that. I've had many people ask me like, how do you like come up with that thought process? I'm like, I just knew. So fast forward, season ends, I'm getting letters, I'm getting recruited, and Florida gets in touch with me and they say, you can be a preferred walk-on. So what does that mean? Well, you're a walk-on because we don't have any scholarships, but you don't have to do the walk-on tryout. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about it, and USF offers me a full ride. Mm. And I call my mom, and my mom says, go to USF. They're willing to offer you a scholarship. Right. And my dad said, go to Florida. It's your dream. I was really prideful about, I wanted to pay for my own college. I didn't want any help. Like, I wanted to do it on my own. And I had some like academic scholarships, but he said, go to Florida. Like, don't worry about the rest. And I was like, I'm going to Florida. So I walk on, and I say this like with a lot of respect, but nobody really gave a shit about me, period. Okay.
As a walk-on.
At walk-ons in general, in any sport at a Power 5, no one really like cares because you're always going to be a walk-on. And then there's the aspect of like when I got there and like going through strength and conditioning stuff, and like my roots being like that first year at FGCU, competing at such a high level, is like, this is like, we're doing certain drills, and I'm like the stuff we did at Florida Gulf Coast like was insane. Like we had 6 players leave the first like 3 months. You know what I mean? Like it was brutal.
Quit the team.
Quit the team. Left. Bye. On a plane. Goodbye. Like not to go back to FGCU, but we became the number 1 team in the country, and we didn't pick up a ball for the next day. We just ran. So, like that was what I was coming in with, but they're like, people, she's a walk-on or whatever. And I was like, okay, like you can doubt me. I love being doubted. So you guys following with me? Like I'm wearing the jersey. Yeah. I've got my dream jersey on, and we're going through all the things. And first day of practice, my coach is calling out guards, posts, and she's written off everybody's name, doesn't call my name. So I'm a walk-on at Florida, and she doesn't call my name on the practice sheet, which means my name's not on the practice sheet. So that pissed me off, obviously. I took that personal. And one of my coaches pulled me aside and was like, I know that probably bothered you that she didn't say your name. She said, why don't you make her recognize why you should be out there today? Shout out to Susie Gardner at Mercer, because that meant a lot to me. Second day, we had meetings, or third day, whatever. We had meetings with our coaches. What we expect you to contribute. Steffi, we need you to come in 7 to 8 minutes, contribute, hit some threes, get some rebounds, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So in my mind, I'm going to start. I don't know why. I don't know with all that intel I just gave you why I thought I'm definitely going to start here. Like,
right.
We had a new coach, Amanda Butler, and a lot of Carolyn Peck's old players. And they were good. Shea Brooks, Marsha Dotson, Anika Henry, these people went on to play professionally. And so I'm not really sure why I just thought I was going to play, but our first game was at FGCU. And
wow.
We lost. I didn't start that game, but I started every game after that for my entire career. And that moment when Florida Gulf Coast, they stormed the court. They just beat Florida. And all week leading up to that game, everyone was like, man, bunch of slow girls, like they can't do. I was like, don't sleep on them. I didn't really have much to go on, or credibility yet, because we were just practicing and stuff. But that was one hell of a game. Going back to where I left, losing, and then, moving on after that. But I think my coach saw something in me that she trusted me. And then from then on out, didn't miss starting a game.
Well, yeah, that's all about that dog mentality that you got from bagging groceries and doing what you had to do because you undersold it. You eventually became a team captain. You became one of the most valuable players. You one of the top 3-point shooters in Florida history. I mean, it's crazy. You hit over 343s in your career. I mean, like you killed it. I mean, you went just ham overall in your accomplishments and not to be undersuited. I got to move on from your basketball playing days, but you are a beast and you deserve all the roses you get for what you were able to accomplish as a walk-on. A walk-on, ladies and gentlemen. That's crazy. But let's talk about how you took that dog mentality off the court and became a professional broadcaster or a professional basketball analyst. Tell us a little bit about that journey of how you started from doing freelancing and doing columns and stuff and to the point to where you earned your spot on the sidelines.
Well, it seems like there's a lot of synergy between basketball and then life because believe it or not, when I got to Florida, I wanted to be in broadcasting and I didn't get into broadcasting school. That's the irony. Like, I also do broadcasting now. Like everybody, I talk to so many student athletes along the road when I'm working and, they're all like, they've already done so many reels and they're already calling games. I'm like, my first ever game was live on ESPN. Like, I didn't even know what to do, what to say, what the red lights on. I was absolutely like completely thrown off. But someone from Florida put my name in the hat with Weisbrod Sports down at Disney, and they started picking up some AAU tournaments. And so like my first ever opportunity in broadcasting, despite the fact that I did not get into broadcasting school at Florida. So I just thought, guess I'll study telemanagement. I don't know what I'll do, like business or whatever. And ended up landing a job with ESPN. I did like 14 games in 3 days and just started moving slowly. I mean, I talked to Drea. I'm sure y'all know Dre Carter.
She came on the show.
We got on the show before.
That's my girl right there. Not everyone that has that kind of, man, she just is flying high. You know what I'm saying? Like she definitely grinded, but she's taken off. She's taken off. Y'all know that too.
Yeah. And when I was doing research, I saw you on the set with Drea, and I was like, that's pretty dope. So
yeah, we have so much fun. Like me, her, and Alyssa Lang. Like we're actually friends. And that's the best part of it. But
does she bring the snake to work, ever?
Hell no.
She told you about that snake. I mean, I'm like, Drea, you crazy as all get out. She brought the snake on the show.
That girl crazy. Like she has a zoo in her apartment. I'm like, who watches your things? Because it's not like a dog or like a cat. She's got snakes and it's
big snake. Big snake.
She'll probably try and do that this year. I could see that. Like bringing it up and surprising on set just to see what reaction she'll get out of me. Because I'm not a big animal person, but needless to say, like that was my first ever gig. I auditioned for them, did 14 games, and then started slowly. Year one, I had 2 games on ESPN 3. Maybe I got an EU game the next year. It was maybe 3 games, 5 games, 10 games, and then they launched SEC Network, and I was in the right place at the right time. Former Gator, I had a good story, right? Like went to 3 different schools, walked on, the whole 9, and I've seen the game through so many different lenses that I think that's kind of made me a unique analyst, I guess, just because I've played JUCO, I've played D2, I've played Power 5. Like I kind of seen it all.
Well, you brought on something that was kind of interesting that I've never had the privilege of asking, and I may have missed the opportunity, but how does it feel to like you just said, you played at all these different levels, and at some stage you looked up to a Carolyn Peck. You looked up to some of these big names, the 𝐬𝐚𝐺𝐿𝐾s that we talked about before the show, and all of a sudden now you standing next to them in a professional capacity, and you're interviewing these people day in and day out. Like, has that ever just like dawned upon you how impressive that is, or really that leap that you made? Has that really like pressed up on you?
All the time. I mean, you got to think I'm still the kid that's eating Wendy's pregame on the JUCO bus, and now I'm flying private. And now I'm flying private to these games when I get to Florida. And I'm like, how could people complain? I get like tons of gear. Like I'm not even remotely used to that, and. I got 1 pair of shoes at FGCU. I got 2 when I got to JUCO. You get to Florida, you get, I don't know. Now it's probably 20.
Yeah. Oh, they Jordans too. We had Cynthia on the show, and Cynthia Jordan, and I'm
so glad she's on our staff, by the way. Like,
yeah, but she's dope. She's dope.
She is. But you got to think like Carolyn Peck. I remember like being a teen, she would come to the arenas, and I would just be in awe of her. And now she's my colleague.
Right.
I'm supposed to call her Carolyn. I'm like, what?
Coach Peck. That's what you, Coach Peck.
First of all, I don't know if you've ever like hung around her, but she is hilarious. Like I don't know if I'm allowed to say any bad words on the show.
It's your show.
It's your show.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna throw her under the bus a little bit because I did an interview at one of our regionals, and I got hosed with water. Creighton, I think, they upset somebody, Iowa State. And I backed out of the interview a little bit so I didn't get wet. She said, I need to man the fuck up. That is Carolyn Peck. That is my call. I used to like idolize her. And she's like, you need to man the F up. Stay in there and get wet. And I'm like, okay, you're right. I got to stay in there. So, Nikki Fargas.
Nikki, yeah.
He's a college, and just all those legendary figures. It's still so surreal to me. I can't call Andy Landers, good friend of mine. They want me to call him Andy. Excuse me, what? He's a Hall of Famer. That's right. Coach Landers.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some hot burning topics here. And I'm gonna I know, Kevin, I know I'm way over time, but we look at the transition that college basketball, college sports in general are just going in a total different direction. Now, me and Kevin mostly, I got to take my hat off to you, KT. He has made it part of our mission to really spread the word and try to get that equality in sports with females. It's a really big point to us, but we play fantasy WNBA. We talk about it all the time, like when the Aces won, me and Kevin, we texted each other with nobody else out there. Everybody else is watching football, right? But with that being said, do you think the NIL, because I think the most popular NIL deal or the highest paid NIL athlete is a female basketball player. So do you think that through NIL is going to cause some equality in females basketball, or will it help the female sports to get to, raise the bar up to where when, the tournament starts, they don't have 6 pieces of workout equipment and they get some of the luxuries? Or do you think there is just something else we still missing as sports fans?
It's a good question, and it's a topic that, especially at ESPN, we talk about all the time. I think we're drawing more numbers. I mean, I think NIL has increased, at least people know some of our game's best players, Paige Buckets, Haley Van Lith.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, people know them now. They've got a huge following. I think when I was doing the NCAA tournament, 4 of the top 10, maybe even more than that, maybe it was 6 of the top 10 most marketable players were women. And so
that's absolutely right.
So they've got to, I think, like, we're in an area now where we got to continue to capitalize on it, not hurt the game. And I don't think it hurts our game. I think it's going to elevate the game on the women's side. I know that, NIL for football, I mean, I know you guys follow it too. It's crazy how much, some of these guys, quarterbacks, Bama quarterback can make, you know what I mean? Like just millions of dollars. But I will say, like, to kind of preach the positive, the Ohio State quarterback, I think he gave $500 to everyone to get a suit. I'm like,
to get a suit to travel with.
That's what I'm talking about. That's good stuff.
Well, we got to use this platform responsible, because there's a little girl out there who's watching this right now who's like, man, I want to be a ESPN analyst just like Steffi Sorensen. So what would your advice be to the young ladies out there in America who want to take that step and want to follow in your footsteps and be a sideline reporter, basketball analyst, media personality? What would your advice be to them?
Got to put yourself out there. I think that there's so many platforms now that there is no reason people shouldn't know who you are if you want to do this. If you want to be in television, think of just Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You can stream. You can start with 100 people, grow it to 200. Not to refer back to football, but it is fall. We're talking about football. And, the college game day, they just added a girl she was one of the most popular Peloton coaches. So if you're a young person who wants to come up and work in television, start putting content out there. Like, have a voice. If you have that and you're passionate about something, the hardest thing that I had to learn from being like a 22-year-old analyst, now being 34, was don't deviate from your opinion just because you can be swayed by Carolyn Peck and Nikki Fargas, John State. You gotta stay with what you think, because it's authentic, and that's what people want to hear, is what you think. You could be dead wrong, like Stephen A. is a lot. You could be dead wrong.
Don't talk about Stephen A. That's my guy. I love Stephen A.
I love Stephen A. He's great, but he has his opinions and he sticks to them. And I think that's what, if you're coming up into this business, you can't be wishy-washy. You got to stay with what you think, and you got to defend it. And I think that can be hard, but if you're passionate about it, it'll take you a long way.
All right,
Kevin.
No, well, you know, normally I would have time to say something, but you are the mouth of the South for a reason. So once again, you've taken up all my time. So let's get into our championship round.
Kevin, ask one question. Go ahead.
No, it's already
Okay. All right. Well, Steffi, double S. We got to come up with you a nickname. I don't know what we're gonna call
Triple S. My initials are S. How about that?
We're gonna call you the walk on. All right.
I like
the walk on. Are you ready for the championship rounds? This is the part of the show where Kevin and I, we turn on each other. You are now officially calling all the shots. It's Florida University versus LSU this episode. So I already know which way this thing's gonna go. But I got some pretty good things for you. So I'm hoping I can sneak this one out. But have you ever played Would You Rather before?
Yes.
All right, so the rules are very simple. Both hosts will present to you an option. You select one of those options. Whichever option you select, that host will gain a point. The first host will get 2 points, or the best out of 3 will win this episode's game of championship rounds. And just for those of you who are watching, I am currently the champion. I'm holding it down right now. So this is I'm trying to go back to back like Drake say. All right, here we go. Round number 1. Would you rather become a Hall of Fame broadcaster for a professional team of your choice, or
become the owner of your own WNBA franchise?
An owner.
You better not be, Joe.
That was the wrong answer.
No, I'm fighting you for that one. You don't do Steffi like that.
Owner, I gave you any team you wanted.
To own a professional WNBA team, I think you got to back up what you're actually saying.
All right. Okay.
Let's bring one to Florida.
Yeah, and that's what she does, B. Jones. She backs up everything. So get off her back.
Okay. All right. Round number 2.
Don't do that again, too, B. I'll fight you. All right. So round 2. Would you rather host your own cooking show where you interview athletes as they take you to their favorite place to eat in their hometowns, or
host a YouTube basketball pickup series where you get to interview professional athletes playing basketball one-on-one in the gyms that they came up shooting shots?
Ooh, a cooking show, no doubt.
You know what? We do have a round 3, but we already know who won this one. And thank you so much, Steffi. Go Gator. All right. Would you rather have Nike name a basketball shoe after you and have them introduced during a televised SEC basketball game, preferably Florida, or
would you rather have a sports award named after you for that dog that finds a way to make things happen and they earn a scholarship? Somebody who follows in your footsteps and they earn a scholarship in the Triple S award.
I'm going to go with the Triple S award because I think you got to acknowledge, if a walk-on leaves an impact, I think that's pretty special. So,
well, Kevin,
this is a pretty special episode for me, Steffi. And new champion, the head coach.
Really, Steph? We was vibing so well.
We were, but the orange and blue, it's in the blood.
You came on here with purple, B. Jones. That was your first mistake.
I had to represent the state. I had to put the Louisiana on my back right now. Sorry, I let y'all down, but she's clutch. Kevin, wear it with pride. You got it. Y'all watch the next episode when I win it back.
Oh, thank you, Steph. I won this Florida game. Thank you. All right, B. Whatever you want to talk about, go ahead.
Please watch the next episode when I win it back. All right, Steffi, but the title of the show is Sports Life Talks. You got next. Of course, now that everybody's locked in, we're going to be watching you on television now, and everybody's going to be tuned in to you. But what does the future hold for you?
I think that each year I go into broadcasting, I want to get better at one thing. And I think that's just last season. I think I just wanted to become a little bit more comfortable, maybe telling jokes. I work a lot with Tiffany Green, and she does such a good job of she's got such flair to her and such finesse. And we really worked well together. So I used that year to kind of just be comfortable, be funny, because it's like, you're breaking down basketball, but they also want you to be fun and entertaining. And you're like, wait, I'm drawing up plays, but you want me to be funny. It's tough. It is a tough business. So I think this season, just kind of being super sharp and blending kind of being savvy, but also being sharp. And we'll start here in October with media days. We've got all that coming up in October for all the Power Fives. So we'll see. Maybe hold me accountable. You know, I'm always open for feedback from people I know, not from random strangers. But that's you can find me hopefully on a TV here in the next few months.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm gonna be like a little kid when you and Dre held this. I'll be like, ah!
That's why you shouldn't have worn that purple though. All right, Steffi. So do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout outs. Well, yes, I do. Actually, speaking of the Aces, shout out to 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 Wilson. Like, guys, I covered her McDonald's All-American when she dunked in that McDonald's All-American slam dunk contest. And I met her then, and then I followed her entire career at South Carolina. Now she's a WNBA champion. Like, is there a better role model? Like a professional basketball player? Like, she's amazing. Shout out to Becky Hammond too. Nikki Fargas, she joined the Aces. Just the perseverance, I think, just watching her grow up. And it's not easy to win a national championship in college, let alone a world championship in the WNBA. I mean, those are the best players in the entire world.
Best.
You cannot get on a roster, for myself included. I tried, and she just does it with such ease. And I just love that girl. She's just as good as it gets. Shout out to 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 Wilson.
Shout out to 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 Wilson.
Two-time MVP, right?
Yeah.
Well, she just
her and Dawn Staley just cracked me up too. So they are. I miss seeing those two in college. But anyway, that's my shout out.
All right, so this is part of the show where you get a chance to call out the person that you think should have next. Tell them, hey, I got a chance to rock with B. Jones and KT. I told them my story. I want you to do the same thing. With that said, Steffi, who are you giving your passing your mic to?
I'm passing my mic to Rachel Galligan. Good friend of mine. They consider her the Woj of the WNBA. She's one of her biggest businesses is she brings European players over to America. And has a bunch of contracts with universities. You know, she breaks a lot of news with the WNBA, but her life story, I know y'all are big on life, basketball, sports, and bringing it all together. She's got a really good story, and I think y'all will be impressed with her. So Rachel Galligan, Mike is coming.
Rachel Galligan, we coming for you. We will be reaching out to you very soon to get you on the show. But Steffi Sorensen, wow, you have just left me in awe. I mean, your game is crazy. I love hearing you talk. You're sharp. Everything that you said you were going to accomplish, I know that you will do it because the future's super bright for you. You know why? Because Steffi Sorensen, you got next. Sports Life Talk Nation. Woo-wee, we told y'all, man, we weren't playing with this. Y'all better stop playing with me and start praying with me. Me and KT go keep delivering y'all gangster shows like this, hits after hits. Because you know why? Because of you. Because your support, we are able to get and bring you guys some of the best rising stars out there in the world. And we're going to keep doing that. But we got to do one more last altar call. Come join the family. Come on down, sisters and brothers. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that like button. Share this episode with somebody. Pick somebody. Pick a friend. Somebody need to hear this story. Share this episode with them. And if you want more of me and KT, come hang out with us Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We go live. It's streamed on YouTube and Twitter. So if you do smash the notification bell, guess what? You'll be notified when we go live. And it is just like she said, sports, life, and conversation. We talk about everything. We even talk about my sneaker fetish with the drop. I do a sneaker every week. So y'all come hang out with us and y'all can boo Kevin and his horrible cowboy takes. And y'all come be a part of that. But also, Kevin, are we still giving out free t-shirts?
Yeah.
Champ?
It's coming out of your check too. So the comment you just made about me. So yeah.
All right, well, listen, go to our IG page at Sports Life Talk. Tag 5 friends. Any post, just tag 5 friends. Helping us spread the word. We're going to pay you back by sending you a Sports Life Talk t-shirt. Just leave us your size in the DM or whatever you're comfortable with. Just leave us your name, your address, and your size. We're going to shoot you over a Sports Life Talk t-shirt. That's what we're going to do because, like I said, we committed to you, and we appreciate you being a part of our family and joining on with us. So, Kevin, I know you're feeling good. You got a Florida Gator on here. You got the championship belt back after one episode. Hey, I'll do it this one episode. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. We're a family, right?
We all family now.
I've been inducted. All right.
Yep, you family. You kinfolk now. So Kevin, I'll let you get the last word here, my guy.
If I would have lost championship rounds on this episode, B. Jones, my whole week would have been messed up. So Steffi, thank you so much for picking my answers. And just thank you for joining us. Oh, B. Jones, did we say who nominated her?
No, and we didn't. I didn't even announce it's a nomination video. Somebody sound the alarm. It's a little late, but sound the alarm. It's a nomination video.
So shout out to Brooke. She just had her baby boy not too long ago.
Oh, she did. She had the baby.
She did. She had her baby.
Oh.
Yes.
So shout out to her.
Shout out to Brooke. She's awesome. Enjoying motherhood. Killer sports analyst and a mom. I love Brooke. She's good people.
Hey, well, if I knew the words to hard, I would sing it. But unfortunately, I don't. But Rihanna, I'm going to go check out the video. Sports Life Talk Nation, we love y'all. Stay safe, be blessed, respect each other, and love one another because together we are better. And keep dreaming big, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know. Your story may be the next one featured on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet.
Another one bites the dust.
See what's crazy is I knew you had next because you always working, you always grinding, you're in your bag because you're always working. Like in due time, I knew you got next. Oh, you did it, huh? Crack the code. You got next, you smashing goals. You want next, you need exposure. Well, Sports Life Talk got the baddest show, like the baddest in the room. Podcast to tune into just for you to talk your shit. Talk your mushroom. You are what you eat and you should consume. Sports Life Talk from the late night to the afternoon, then rest repeat. Hit the like, leave a comment, or subscribe so you don't miss a beat. You got next, it's a small taste of a winning meal from a chef type of celebrity. What's up next is you, at least you better be. Yeah, you got next, yeah. I can feel it, you're a winner just like me. You got next, and what comes next? Tune in next time and you'll see. Cause if you got next, yeah, if you got next, then you're just like me.